on stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Racing for a Cause's 87 Throwback Series Championship night tonight. Getting ready to crown our champion, and we have the grid up on the board here, ready to go. Starting in first place tonight, it's going to be Joshua Spalding, Mitchell Snare, Steve Baker, Christopher Spencer, Brian Mescal, going to be your top five. In sixth spot tonight, it's going to be Damon Cox Mudd in the 57. It's Dustin German starting in seventh spot. Steve Page in eighth. Justin Walters, Chad Meadows pick up ninth and 10th. And Daryl Ricketts going to be the shotgun contender out there on the field. My name is Chris, and joining me up here in the booth tonight, it's going to be Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you, brother?
I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Getting ready to watch a little Talladega and crown ourselves a champion. This season did not go over how we wanted it to go, and there's certainly plenty of reasons for that, but it is what it is. Tonight we crown ourselves a champion. I want to thank everybody for joining us here early on. Well, it was supposed to be a fun season, Rick. It turned into something more competitive. We got a first-time winner out there in the field.
Green.
And we are going green first time here tonight.
Little blink out a new driver, Christopher Spencer there. He is falling down to fifth place, Chris, but right now Joshua Spalding in that 48. He is leading this pack, starting from the pole. Doing what he's gonna do. He's got his teammate right behind him, Steve Baker, in that 55. Now, Chris, I had a chance to look over the points, and pretty much Baker has this wrapped up tonight.
Yeah, we knew that coming into it, you know. Steve Baker, very first champion out of Racing for a Cause, and definitely one of those class acts out there, and always willing to, you know, if you're unsure of maybe how to drive a car or something, if you ask him, he is actually going to be one of those guys that'll really help you out, and he's got a lot of experience out there on the sim, and it's pretty cool. Lap one, just about in the books. And it is now. We are on to lap two. Joshua Spalding leading that first lap, but Baker cuts down to the inside. Joshua Spalding stuck to the outside. And here comes the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr.
Mescal just keeping that door closed there on the inside, Chris. Right on the back bumper there up to 55. That's going to allow Mitchell, baby Yoda, move up into what will be soon third. Right now he's being scored in fourth because Joshua Spalding's still there in the 48 on that outside lane, getting a little bit of help there by the number 9 of Christopher Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer out there in that 9 car, a little bit of blinking. We saw that already with the smoke. Oh, a little pressure going on with the 48 to the backside of the 33. Mescal holds on to it, and it looks like, yeah, the 48 puts himself into the wall to woe himself up a little bit. Joshua Spalding getting away with one early on. As he goes back. Oh, we got one into the wall just a little further ahead. That's going to be Justin Walters in the 49 machine. He's able to peel himself off. He's going to kick the tires and get it going back in the right direction, but Rick may have lost that all-important draft here at Talladega.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of tough there to work the way back up through the field. Definitely want to have another car there. Now, of course, Chad Meadows got a little bit of a late start here. He's trying to catch up to these guys, see what they can do, but a couple guys waiting for their first
maybe
caution.
The 43 is going sideways, trying to hold on. It's Snare, and he is doing everything he can to hold on to it from the outside lane. Steve Baker pulls it down to the inside, and he continues to lead the way around this big track. Ooh, I don't know how Snare saved that, Rick. That was impressive. The kid has gotten good.
He has. He's gotten a lot of practice during practice, Chris. I was in here as soon as the server came up, and he was the first one in here. And, you know, he was getting a little loose there, sliding all over the place, and I think working on that. It definitely worked out for him there, so good on him.
Well, we're trying to develop somehow here 3 lanes, and I don't know if that's going to work, Rick. Really, the 28, Dustin German, needs to just get some help, and it looks like that may happen. The 33, Brian Mescal Jr., going to hop in behind the 28 and see if they can't push themselves up towards the front a little bit. Meanwhile, down on the bottom row, it's the 55 leading the way.
It's probably leading the way, Chris, but you're right. The 9 trying to just moved up, trying to help the 28 of Dustin German out a little bit. That's going to allow Mescal Jr. and that 33 AC Delco machine to catch up to the back bumper of the 9. The 57, Davey Cox, he was thinking about going up that high lane, but decided to keep it down there on the inside lane. And folks, I know usually when you tune in here, you're used to hearing maybe Cody early. And we want to send a big congratulations out to Cody. Chris added a new member to the family, man. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the first of his children was born, and man, she is a beautiful looking girl. Congratulations going out to our good friend Cody, man. There's nothing like starting a family, and man, what a precious little doll she is. Now, if he can get some sleep, that'll be the next step.
That is, you and I know oh so well.
Yeah, Steve Baker is rolling here, and he's running that middle lane, and look how loose those cars are. Rick, these guys are cruising around this track, and those rear ends, just not happy sticking to the track right now. They're in excess of 210 miles an hour as they hit that little straightaway here before oh my goodness, the 43 is coming around. I'm telling you guys, these cars are not happy on this track. Wow.
I mean, these cars are a handful, Chris. You and I got to race a couple of races. I've done 3 here this season, and I think you got up to 5. And we know firsthand these things are not that easy to drive. They're fun, don't get me wrong, but they are definitely a handful. And when we decided to start this fun series, we talked about that, and that's kind of what we wanted. And we didn't want something easy like the A cars or the B cars or even the trucks. Everyone's doing the ARCA K&N cars, so we decided to go right with the 87s, and it's been one heck of a season, that's for sure. These things are not easy to handle around, especially here at Talladega. Steve Baker gets a little sideways there. I'm looking out the front windshield of Snare's machine, and man, Baker just hung on for a ride there.
Yeah, we just hopped in to the in-car camera so we can see what Snare is up to. It looks like he's dropping down to the bottom line, may have a bit of a run here on the 55. That red light kicking on as he's a little over 7,000 RPM, and that is not going to do it. Baker on the outside getting a little bit of a help from his teammate Dustin German. German pushing hard on the back bumper of the 55. Well, that's not really true, Rick. You can't push on the back bumper on these things. You're going to go around through the tri-bowl and across the start-finish line. Dustin German now going to be scored as your race leader. Baker fighting back on the outside. Here comes the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. Mescal going to stay on that top lane, and here comes Snare. He's going to get to the back bumper of the 28. Looking out. Don't touch. Oh, man, he's right on the back bumper. Out of the front windshield here from Snare.
Look at 33 of Mescal Jr. making it 3 wide there just for a split second. He gets around the 28 of German to take over the lead now, Chris, as Baker still fighting on that outside lane. Needs a little bit more help, though.
Too much fun. I'm telling you, these cars are so much fun. Hey, listen, this is the last race here for Tuesday night's Racing for a Cause. And I believe there's going to be some special announcements, maybe as soon as next Thursday or Friday, right on our Facebook page. Make sure to check out Racing for a Cause on Facebook for some special announcements. Drivers all around are going to try and figure out what's happening next. We're going to let you know.
That's right. Tonight wraps up the Tuesday night series, Chris. On the Wednesday night with Andy Lambert heading the super late model division over there. We got 2 more Wednesday nights to broadcast. We got tomorrow and then next week, and they're going to be crowning their champion also.
Yeah, that's going to get really tight here. And we're going to have to talk about that, Rick, because, I got another guy out there. He really wants to broadcast in December so he can make a full year of it.
You're absolutely right.
$11 laps so far done on this one, and aside from a couple of little scrapes and maybe a little beating and banging, pretty clean out there, Rick.
Yeah, it has been very, very clean there, Chris. These guys, they got to figure it out. This is race number 11 here so far of this season here. Like you said, the season-ending championship race here. It looks like Spencer had a little bit of an issue there. Like I see the 9 had a good blink, Chris, and when he came back on the track, he got into the 57.
Yeah, that's a hard hit. Everybody going in the right direction, though, so we do keep the green flag out. Let's go back and take a peek, Rick. We've got time. We're gonna have to go back a little further, it looks like. Well, the 9 bounces off the inside, and then the outside, the 57 involved. So Cox gets wound up into it. As we go back live, everybody's still out there. Everybody's still going to try and finish this one, Rick. As we're sitting here on lap number 12. Weather out there couldn't be better at Talladega. 100 degrees, the track temperature. A little slippery, maybe. 75 is the air temperature, and these guys are hauling. Every time I look over the speed charts, Rick, I'm just looking at their speeds. We're seeing 207, 209, 211, 212, 13, 14, 15, and it's still going. They topped out at 217 there.
At one point, I saw 220. I don't know if that was just a iRacing thing or what, but
I bet you if you can get these cars lined up perfectly, aerodynamics would let you get there. Right now, though, not going to happen. These guys not content with doing that. They want to race a little bit, and right now, Baker leading the way. Oh, we might have a change, though. Here comes Mescal Jr. to the inside. The 33 looking to take it away, and he's got a good run on the inside. The 43 is Snare going to try and get to that back bumper. He does. The 9 very slow now. Spencer, it looks like his night may be done. Although there is a quick repair, Rick, if he could get into the pits. There is one there. Never say never.
Never say never.
3 wide coming out of the corner. And Mitchell Snare is going to try and lead a lap here. The kid, I'm telling you, Bristol winner. I know that for a fact. Just because I was right behind him.
There he goes on the inside, Chris. 3 wide right now at the front. Baker on the outside. Got the 33 of Mescal Jr. on the middle. Baby Yoda making the pass.
Man, am I live? I'm seeing 2 wide.
Oh, I wasn't live. I went back to look to see what happened to the 9. But anyway, it happened.
It did. It did happen. And it's about to happen again because Steve Baker takes over the race lead. Lap 15. And just like that, 60 laps to go. Baker up front. Josh Spalding to the outside. Mitchell Snare, Dustin German picking up row number 2. The 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. has fallen back a little bit. And Steve Page is right there, being very patient as that one car.
Well, Page is up 2 positions from the start of this thing, Chris. That ALS Association number 1 looking mighty fine out there as he's working the inside there of the 33. Ooh, I just heard gonna have some green flag pit stops happening.
They're all coming. They're all coming. Oh, the 43 having trouble. Gets into the wall coming down pit road. That is not what you want to do to come down pit road. You know, this is the big action on the track right now. Everybody on pit road except for Justin Walters. Walters sits in the 8th spot. He's bringing it down right now. Chad Meadows out there. He's in 9th spot. He's able to stay out there, Rick, so he's going to pick up a lap here. I think Meadows may have started just a little bit late.
Yeah, he did.
And Chris Spencer out there, he's got himself a new car. He's running around this track. Got to make up a little bit of ground. This might be the time to do it. Right now, Chad Meadows going to be scored as your race leader. And he's out there by a bunch, Rick, but he's going to be out there by himself. It is championship night here for the Racing for a Cause Throwback Series, the one and only Racing for a Cause Throwback Series here on Tuesday nights. Man, these guys have had 10 weeks of fun, and that really is what it's supposed to be all about.
Yep, that was the goal when we started it.
The 9 car. That's Chris Spencer. He is down a little bit as far as laps, but he's going around the 55 right now. Or is he?
Definitely trying there on the outside, Chris. Now, if I was him, I'd kind of try maybe fall back in behind Baker. You know, Snare will give him a little bit of room, or here comes the 33 of Mescal Jr. thinking of maybe going up to help the 9, but at least he's on the in with the lead pack, I should say. 33 says no joy, Chris. He falls down in line with the other drivers on that inside lane. That is going to hurt 9 just a little bit. The 9 moves down. Now he's just trying to get back to that draft and get to the back bumper there of the 33 and maybe hope that we get something for a caution.
Yeah, right now these guys would be pretty content, I would think, to just kind of hang out, run nose to tail for a little while. I mean, they're going to have some serious speed at this point in the race. And their big thing, yeah, let's keep it caution free. So far, a couple of incidents, but nothing to bring out the caution. Steve Baker, going to be the champion this season, is leading the way. Mitchell Snare right behind him. Brian Mescal Jr., Stephen Page, your top 4. Dustin German sitting in 5th spot. He somehow got separated a little bit, Rick. He's got Daryl Ricketts right behind him in 6th. So at least he's not working alone, but 2 cars versus 4. That's going to be tough.
It's going to be very tough. Very, very tough. Looking at the results so far for the season, Steve Baker has started all now 11 races end of tonight, and he's got 5 wins. He's looking to make it 6 here to lock in that championship. Now it's already locked in. I mean, Brian Snare sitting in 2nd with Dustin German in 3rd. And right now, only 60 points is in between Snare and Baker, Chris. So, I mean, we're using the old NASCAR scoring here. So you win, you get 43. Baker, I mean, basically has it locked down tight.
Oh yeah, it's already done. It was done before we dropped the green flag here tonight, but that's not what it's about, Rick. It's about getting out there, racing with friends, having fun. And that is exactly what we've got going on right now. These guys having fun. And this thing is a handful tonight.
And of course, we haven't really talked about it much, Chris. We had a little bit of a late start, but all this fun was able to happen because of our good friends out over at Ohio and Indiana Roofing Company and Blackhawk Motorsports.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't thank them enough for really helping us out this season. It has not gone unnoticed. And we, again, can't thank you enough for helping this season out. Man, I am just watching right now. I'm watching Mitchell Snare and just how free the rear end of that car is. The kid has got his hands full.
We're watching on the TV cameras, and I'm actually in the cockpit, man, and he does have his hands full. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, look, I could go in the cockpit all night, but you can see the steering wheels going left and right. But to see what I'm seeing, like that 33, I mean, that car was virtually going sideways. It wasn't going forward how you would think of a car going forward. It was literally going sideways, and somehow he held on to it. Great job from Brian Mescal Jr. out there and his number 33. Go back just a little ways. It's Steve Page. He's kind of all by himself, Rick. He has lost the draft, and Page is hoping for Daryl Ricketts and Dustin German to kind of get to that back bumper and maybe, just maybe, get it fired up again. Back up in that group of 4 cars, though. Chris Spencer being scored a lap down. Spencer in the 9 car just kind of sitting there. Maybe gonna try and wait and see if there's a caution. But next time by, we're a third of the way done with this one. Live here at Talladega.
It's been a good, clean race here so far. Spencer having some blinking issues, Chris, and that really kind of started his woes out there tonight. That first, well, it wasn't a caution because we haven't had any cautions yet, but that first mistake that he had, he blinked, and when he came back out on track, he overcorrected just a little bit and got into a couple of cars, which hurt the car. But like you said, these guys have one fast repair. So he's just going to do what he's going to do.
Now they're going 2 by 2 in the 9 car. You know, we're just talking about him, Rick. He's a lap down, but Spencer is very racy. And right now, he's really helping out that bottom lane. Steve Baker trapped to the outside. He's not going to be staying up there very long. Oh, a little bit of a blink out of that 9 car. That's why the screen did that. And a hard left-hand turn for the 9. He keeps it down to the bottom. Brian Mescal Jr. lets it float to the top. Watch out, Mescal. Ooh, big jump out from the right rear. Able to hold on, coming around the corner, man. I'm telling you, the rear ends want to go in front of the front ends tonight. And just like that, Mescal gets a little boot from the lead, and Steve Baker takes it back over. But I'm telling you, man, this 43 car, he is all over the place, trying to keep that thing up there. Gonna try and contend for another race win. Oh, the 9 car goes sideways, holds on to it. My Lord, that's the second time tonight he was able to hold on to it. The only problem now is he's been shuffled out of the draft, and he's going to be a little bit slow back there all by himself. It's a 3-car breakaway on lap 26.
Going into position number 4, Chris, that's being held by Daryl Ricketts in the 44 machine. He's got the 28 of Dustin German, and the 1 of Stephen Page has caught the back of those cars. He let them go by and snuck in to, try to play with the draft a little bit. So those 3 cars got some work to do to catch up to those top 3 drivers right now. '33 AC Delco of Pascal Jr. retakes the lead on the outside, Chris. Got the 43 of Mitchell Snare there. About a car length and a half back, but the draft's still helping out. Right now, Steve Baker all by himself there on the inside lane.
Yeah, Baker quickly gets behind Snare. Picks up on that draft, so makes sure he's not going to lose it. Now drops back down to the inside lane. Steve Baker looking to try and make it a hard charge. Baker side by side with the race leader, the 33 Mescal, the 55 Baker, hitting it side by side, and they are separated by quite a distance. We're going to see if Baker can do it on his own.
All right, man. Caution
on the field. Wow. Not even sure why, Rick.
Yeah, I don't have anything coming up here. I'm looking, the 9's running. Damian Cox is out. Damage on the 31.
Well, we're going to step away, see if we can't figure it out. When we return, more action live here from Talladega. Back live here from Talladega. It's the Racing for a Cause Throwback Series, the original crew out there getting it done. Steve Baker, our race leader and champion of the season, just looking to try and win one more. In the booth alongside me tonight, going to be my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. on the call for this 87 Throwback Series.
I mean, Baker's, he already knows that he's got that championship locked up, Chris, but he wants to come out here. He wants to win one more for the season.
Yeah, speaking of one more, he's going to come down and get one more little fill up from the gas tank here, Rick.
Yeah, it looks like a couple other drivers are following him down, Chris. Actually, looks like all of them are coming down doing the same thing.
So during the commercial break, we were looking and never stumbled upon why that caution came out. Just not sure.
I'm thinking it had something to do with the 31 there of Chad Meadows, Chris. He did have some damage on his car. It was like a hard hit from the rear, so maybe got a little loose and wasn't able to get out the racing surface quick enough there, but he's back out there in that 31.
Yeah, very possible. The Autism Speaks, number 55 champion this season, Steve Baker, just kind of biding his time. Of course, as Rick mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, Mitchell Snare sits second in the points and right now sits fifth on track, so he's got a little bit of room to make up.
I have a feeling, looking at the times, Chris, it looks like, the times before they all came in for a little bit of a splash and go. Like everybody's got some fresh tires out there, so I don't think Snare's going to be back there too long. He's been running up front for a majority of this race here. And like you said, the kid, he's been doing fabulous. He's growing. Going to grow into one heck of a wheel, man. I can tell you that right now.
Baby Yoda. Well, pace car lights are off. We're going to get set to go back under the green flag. It's a really long wait here at Talladega, Rick, as the cars have to go through the tri-oval before that green flag will wave.
It's a big track, that's for sure. The pace car is down, getting ready to head down pit road. Goes.
And they're pulling a single file restart. I can dig that.
Green.
Green's out. Here we go. The 44 hanging back just a little bit. The 28 all over the back bumper as these cars get up to speed. That's about the only time, Rick, where they can really get into somebody to try and help them out, is when they are coming up to speed. Anytime after that, it's hang on time. And right now, Daryl Ricketts has got the race lead. Dustin German going to stay down low. He's going to try and take it away. Dustin German looking for the race lead. Oh boy, he's got it.
Yeah, as of right now, German leading this pack here. Looks like Ricketts goes out to the outside lane. No help. The 43 to 55 fall in behind German on that inside lane. Now the 55 moves up, says, here, I'll help you out a little bit.
Yeah, Steve Baker let that thing fly, and up the track he went. The 9 car, Chris Spencer, inside row. He is still a lap down, but boy, he's fast. Got to watch out for him. Here comes Baker. He's working that inside lane again. Mitchell Snare on the outside. Oh, we're looking. Oh my goodness, I thought we were going to go 4 wide. Oh, my heart.
I'm gonna try it. This is the track to do it at.
Oh yeah, it's plenty wide. I don't know how to do it with these cars.
Yeah.
How about Steve Page? He's worked his way up in the 3rd spot. He's got the 49 right behind him with Justin Walters. Walters had a little trouble early on, but seems to have found a handling on that number 49. Still a little damage on the right front, so choosing not to use that quick repair as the 49.
Look at the guy who is sitting in 3rd right now, Chris. The one, Stephen Page.
That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, he was a little quiet there, but he's doing his thing now.
He sure is. He's trying, and To his outside, it's the 48 Lowe's machine. That is Joshua Spalding trying to get there. Spalding last time by ran the quickest lap of the field, Rick, a 45.67. So Spalding finding some speed in that 48. Speaking of finding speed, how about Dustin German in the 28? He is gone, man. The only guy that can possibly challenge him right now, Christopher Spencer, who's a lap down.
Trying to get it back the old-fashioned way. Page moves up behind and I give him a little bit of help there. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, definitely don't do that in the corner. Here comes the 48. Spalding dropping down to the inside. Baker to his outside. Spalding has a little bit of help from Snare, and Snare says, nah, you know what? I'm going to go to the top side. He does. Mitchell Snare kind of leaves the 48 out hanging.
On the 31, thinking about coming, Chris, but now they're catching up to the back bumpers. There we go. Now they're sucking in.
And the 55 drops down to the inside. Steve Baker takes away the race lead one more time. Take a look from the chopper. You can see how close these guys are willing to get to each other. Looking at the 55 and the 28, that's Steve Baker, it's Dustin German, teammates. The 48 right behind them. On the inside, it's going to be Mitchell Snare, Steve Page, and Brian Muskel Jr. Here comes the 31. That's Chad Meadows. Haven't really said his name too much, but Meadows now starting to get into this. So that caution kind of serving the purpose of bunching these guys back together, Rick.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. And, you know, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's very easy. You get 3-4 cars working together, and you can put a lot of distance on a field. That makes it not fun, you know. You want to be bunched up, especially here at Talladega.
Oh, yeah.
That's when all the fun happens. Keeps everybody on their toes.
Speaking on their toes, my Lord. Dustin German was right close to that back bumper of the 55 of Baker, and then he just let off just in time. Really nice drafting out of the 28. Oh, the 48 right there now. Snare working the inside. Mitchell Snare going to try and take away third. He's doing it by himself. Here comes the one now. Stephen Page going to try and get there and give him a hand. Oh, the 31 gets into the wall. Chad Meadows is falling backwards. Now the 28 into the wall. That makes the 48 check up. The 33 checks up as well. And here comes Snare and Page. Just like that, top three have changed. The only thing that stays the same is first spot. That's Steve Baker. Again, going to be our champion after tonight's race.
Snare was looking, I think, maybe possibly closing the door there on the one of Page, but thinks better of it, and now the 33 right on the back bump. Oh, gives him a little bump.
Oh boy, the one doesn't have a lot of room to play with here. As the 33 helped the one out, gave him a heck of a run. The 43 closed the door, and well, that was almost catastrophic here at Talladega.
That's when the big one happens.
Yeah. we're gonna hop into. Let's hop into the cockpit of Stephen Page as he's watching this battle go for the lead. Mitch Snare out front now of the 55, so Snare going to be your new race leader, and Steve Page has a pretty good run. Can he hold on to it? So Snare really chopping down on him. Now Page takes over the race lead. So for the first time tonight, the one has a sniff of the lead. Man, these guys are running close. They're wearing each other's numbers off. Oh, the one pushes up. That's trouble. Able to get away from it, though. Snare running a little bit high. Might be using up a little bit too much of the lane that he's in.
Now he's in the sucker hole, Chris.
Yeah, that's a problem, too.
48 closed the door on the inside. I believe that's 31. Chad Meadows, or no, I'm sorry, the 33. Mescal Jr. closing it there from the outside. Now Snare finally moves up to Mescal Jr.'s back bumper in that 33 AC Delco machine. That's the battle of the Steves again up front.
Yeah, Steve Page and Steve Baker. You're right, Rick. Oh, the 33 gonna go around.
Oh.
Somehow does not go on the lid. Oh my Lord.
Let me tell you, Justin Walters did though. I got to go into the cockpit of that. Oh yeah.
All right, we'll go back and take a peek as we stay under green. You see these guys go, oh my Lord. Luckily, lands on those Goodyear Eagles, and Rick, because this is a sim and not the real thing, hit the gas pedal and go.
Exactly. And the 49 of Walters, though, if he's in VR, he definitely went for a ride.
Yes, he did. Well, it continues to be the battle for the lead between the Steves, and then, just like that, Steve Baker able to get a run and pulls down. Mitchell Snare gets around Steve Page, and now to the outside, it's going to be Josh Spalding in the 48. Here comes the 9. That's Chris Spencer with the first time run for the Racing for a Cause guys. Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
The backside of the 9. Have you driven a Ford lately?
No. Now that I got my Chevy back, no.
Man. Oh, Steve Baker is getting loose again. The tire's starting to wear as we're working lap 45 of 75, last on pit road, about 20 laps ago. Total guess. Let's actually take a look. Nope, it's been like 15 laps ago. Out front, though, it is still Steve Baker leading the way. Mitchell Snare, Joshua Spalding, your top 3. And then Steve Page actually putting a challenge on for that third spot. The 48 trapped up high with no help. But, oh, I was thinking he was going to pull down, just didn't pull the trigger. Now he did. Back and forth. I don't know how many lead changes we've had so far, but I think it's more than the amount of drivers left on the track.
Now Snare and the 1 is Stephen Page trying to work that inside lane, Chris, trying to get that 43 around that number 55, but right now Baker hanging on strong there on the outside. He's got teammate in the number 48, Joshua Spalding, right behind him. Well, it was right behind him. Oh, it says, okay, enough's enough.
At the line, Spalding leading the way. Baker back to second. And Chris Spencer just holding on. Really just needs a caution. He gets a caution, Rick, he can go back on the lead lap. And we're seeing right now he's got, top 3 speed. Potentially able to win this one if he can get back on the lead lap. Lap 47 of 75 live here at Talladega. on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Again, want to congratulate Cody, who would normally be on the call tonight, but first time father, and man, what a deal that is for him. Congratulations. It looks like the 9 car decides he's gonna take it down pit road. Maybe one more stop, Rick, and he might be done with pit service.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he's thinking. You know, he knows that these guys are gonna have to go back down pit road. You know, everyone's gonna take a full tank of fuel and some Goodyear Eagles and get back out there. So we'll see how that works out for him. But right now, Chris, I've been looking at the standings so far for the season. Now, Joshua Spalding leading this race. He comes into tonight's race in 7th position, but he is a 3-time winner here tonight. So looking to make it 4. And a bunch of guys coming down, getting ready to come down pit road.
Yeah, Steve Page already getting his service done. In fact, working his way off from pit road. And again, doing it by yourself, that is tough to do, man. Chad Meadows currently being scored in 6th spot, bringing it down. Heavy damage on that 31. We saw him go upside down, but he's still in it. And it's Brian Mescal Jr. in the 33, still trying to get it done in that AC Delco machine, being scored in 7th right now. Justin Walters 8th, Steve Page in 9th. Leaders are on pit road, right sides are up. I expect we're going to see, and we do, Steve Baker's left side is up. And Baker going to be the first one off from pit road. Quickly followed by the 28 and the 44. So these drivers all able to get back out on track before Stephen Page was able to catch him. Page does have the 9 that he's working with. So if these guys can get there, they might be able to hold on to that main draft line. You can see these guys are still working the apron, so they're not up to full song yet. And here comes Steve Page. This is going to work out really well for him.
Really, really well.
Boy, he got, I don't know if that was luck or pure skill, but man, that was excellent for him.
And using that momentum going on the outside, Chris, Stephen Page hanging on to the tail end here. Right there behind Mitchell Snare.
2/3 of the way done with this one. 26 laps to go. Steve Baker, our champion, currently being scored in the 2nd spot. Dustin German, the 28, is our race leader. Ahead of him, it's the 9 car. That's Christopher Spencer, who just worked himself back to the lead lap, Rick, but sits in 9th position. He's got to go 2.5 miles around this track just to try and have a shot here at something better than a 9th place finish. Oh, and he has to do it in 26 laps. By himself. That Ford has a couple of scratches in it. Looks like it's tagged the right rear into the wall maybe a couple of times here tonight. The 28, the 55, the 48 working very well in tandem. Here comes the 43 of Mitchell Snare. Snare going to try and break up that group.
You know, if my daughters were down here, Chris, and heard us talking about being all by yourself out there, they would probably have broken into the Eric Carmen song from 1975. They like to do that now. I got to watch it when I say all by myself around the house now. And break in the Celine Dion. Does that help you a little bit? I mean, come on.
Well, Eric Cartman wasn't around in 1975, bud.
Not Cartman, Carmen.
Oh, Carmen.
C-A-R-M-E-N.
Oh, I thought you said Cartman. I'm like, listen, I'm going down to South Park, gonna visit Tegerty Farms.
All right.
Pandemic special.
I wrote in March, but it didn't work out for us, I guess.
Now the 48 starting to look like he is feeling a little racy. 24 laps to go, and he has been looking to the inside of Steve Baker for the last couple of turns. When is the 48 going to find the hole to try and get around the 55? But Baker doing a perfect job, Rick. He is holding that yellow line. He's got a couple of cars in front of him, so he's pulling the draft really well. Right now, his biggest threat would be to overheat.
And that's something I'm sure that's on Baker's mind, Chris. I mean, we've known Steve since the beginning of Racing for a Cause, and that's one thing about him. He is a very smart driver, so he's definitely keeping his eye on those temps. As you see now, he kind of moves down a little bit from right behind the back bumper of the 28 just to get some cool air in there. And of course, the 9 was blocking it a little bit, but I'm sure that helped the 55 out just a little bit. And oh, slouch, he's sitting there, he's driving through the windshield and the rear view mirror. He's watching Spalding, seeing what Spalding's doing, kind of keeping tabs on where Snare is. He doesn't want to open up that lane and let those guys get together because they'll blow right by him.
Yes, it is certainly possible. Oh, the 28. Oh man, I thought he was gonna, it may not be done yet. 55 is looking. All he has to do is drop it down. The 28 wasn't there, but he does finally drop down to the bottom. Dustin German holds on to his first place run so far. 22 laps to go. Baker right behind him.
He's going to do it for another 21 laps here as they come to the line, Chris. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, Baker is definitely looking to the low side. The 28 is letting it float up a little bit. He's trying to stay on the back bumper of Spencer, and the 9 is Dustin German trying to hold on to that draft. Might be playing a little throttle games with Steve Baker a little bit. Baker's got all the help he needs. He's just got to commit. Fans are standing. They know 21 laps to go. Talladega, such a special track, such a big track, so fast. Only 9:15. We've got 20 laps to go. This one going green. Could have one caution here tonight. Baker continues to just hang out there in that second spot. Third car in line, the 55. Josh Spalding, Mitchell Snare, everybody kind of just holding their line. Steve Page has to be a little careful, Rick. He's starting to fall back just a little bit. If he falls back much further, he's in danger of losing the draft.
And that spells disaster here. I mean, the draft's so important here, Chris. Now, some exciting news. I don't know how much you've done with Papyrus's NASCAR 2003 racing season, but Coca-Cola Speedway coming, and that's a fun track, man. I spent a lot of time on that track back in the day. Steven, if I had to list my tracks in favor, that would blow Talladega out of the #1 spot, I think. I know, as a matter of fact. Big, fast track. Yeah, it's coming. Number update.
Well, well, well.
I mean, I got to give it to Justin Walters, though, Chris, on that when that one caution did come out, and he went up on his, well, the car flipped.
It did.
And that's something that I kind of hoped to do while I was racing, man, because, I mean, that's what's so cool about these cars. iRacing did such a fabulous job with the models of these cars, man, and getting those blowovers.
Wait, you wanted to flip?
I wanted to. That was my goal for the season. I just wanted to flip. I wanted to go for a ride. Like they used to in the old days, man.
Yeah,
Back when racing was racing.
Okay. Well, I thought Steve Page was going to lose the draft, Rick. Turns out he might have just been holding back a little bit. As he is now back on the rear bumper of Mitchell Snare. Just being patient.
Doesn't have much time to be patient though, Chris.
No, still 17 laps. That's a long ways to go here.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Dale Earnhardt came from last place and took a lead in 17 laps.
Oh, he did it quicker than that. But to be fair, they were doing a lot more 2x2 driving. And he had a restart. And, you know, it was Dale Earnhardt.
Exactly.
Oh, the 9 got really loose coming off from that corner, and cars had to just separate a little bit.
That's what I was just going to say, Chris. There, just a few moments ago there, I was watching the going on up front here. Now, of course, right now, Christopher Spencer in that 9 machine, he is back on the lead lap, but he's going to go all the way around again. And, well, we'll see. There's a bunch of the leaders are coming in, but he had one heck of a blank, man. If I was
the 43 is going to send it around. The 55 has trouble on pit road. The 28. Oh, my goodness. Oh, lots of goings on here on pit road. I mean, this is all the lead lap cars here. It started with the 43. Next thing you know, half of the drivers were having trouble. 48
55.
Done with his pit stop. He is gone.
That's going to be a tough thing, Chris, because, you know, the 55 got into it a little bit, too. He's got some front-end damage, front right damage on that 55 Autism Speaks board. And you know that he's going to sit there for a little bit of an extended period of time to let the crew fix that up. Championship's already locked in. He's out there for a win right now, but Steve Baker's still on pit road right now.
Well, the guy up front right now, it's Chad Meadows in the 31, all by himself in that Wrangler number 31. The Chevy Monte Carlo getting it done. Last time on pit road, though, was lap number 48, Rick, so he's not going to be able to make it.
Nope.
Steve Baker coming out on track, but it looks like he's going to be scored a lap down. I believe he'll get that back possibly when Meadows comes down pit road. And Joshua Spalding would pick up the race lead at that time. So the 48 may have taken gas only. Or just right sides. Tough to tell with the time that he was in his pit stall. Looks like he has a strategy to try and win. He's going to hold on to it.
Well, I mean, second place is being battled out by the 43 and the 1 right now. 43 gets around Stephen Page, but got a little bit of work to do to catch up to Spalding and then Meadows.
Yeah, Meadows is just gone. I mean, with panning away, he's going, well, he's through the tri-oval, and there's Josh Spalding. I mean, there's a huge gap there. Now, the problem for Meadows is he's doing 196 miles an hour. Spalding's doing 218 on the straightaways. 206, 204 in the corner, and now Meadows starting to get a little bit more speed. So it looks through the corners, Meadows is okay, but on the straightaways, Josh Spalding has a huge advantage in that draft.
And it all comes down to just having Walters there in the 49, Chris, to help him out a little bit. And of course, the 44, Dale Ricketts right there. Darrell sitting back there in 7th position. Chad Meadows just called that he's going to be pitting next time, so that is going to give the lead back over to the 48 of Josh Spalding. Bad news for Baker. There goes Spalding again.
Yeah. So that was to make sure that Baker is going to be down a lap. As Chad Meadows still out on track. Got almost a 9-second gap to Josh Spalding, which will evaporate very quickly as soon as he comes down pit road. Here he comes. So now Josh Spalding just has to keep it straight. The 55 right on his back bumper. And it's the 49 of Justin Walters, the 44 of Daryl Ricketts, 6th and 7th being scored right there. 5th, 6th, and 7th all within striking distance of each other. Joshua Spalding, the race leader, getting a push from the 55.
Spalding getting a little loose there. Baker taking all the air off that back spoiler.
Meanwhile, looks like the battle for second spot is pretty well settled out. Snare is ahead of Stephen Page in that little 2-car grouping.
And of course, as you know, the smartest thing for those two drivers to do is just to keep doing what they're doing. Don't try to race each other. Just get in line. Push for all it's got.
Chad Meadows comes out of pit road and he's sitting in 4th spot, so pretty darn decent pit stop. Just getting fuel, I'm sure. He's up 6 spots, Rick, since the beginning of the race.
Yeah, biggest mover of the night.
I mean, what else has happened to that 31? He's gone upside down. He's gotten into the wall. He's sitting in 4th spot. Good night all around for him. Mitchell Snare trying to hold off Stephen Page for 3rd spot. Meanwhile, the 48. Actually, right now, the 55 under the gun a little bit. Justin Walters trying to push our race leader. He wants to try and get ahead of Baker. That would be for position. Walters trying to take over 5th spot and does. So all kinds of battles going out there. Biggest battle right now, though, for 2nd spot. It's between Mitchell Snare and Stephen Page with 7 laps to go. Championship Tuesday night, Racing for a Cause Throwback Series. And Joshua Spalding well on his way to winning a race here tonight. For so long tonight, Rick, it looked like Steve Baker was going to be the guy to beat. Trouble coming down pit road took that away from him.
I mean, the 55 is still doing good out there, Chris, but being a lap down, that's very, very tough. I mean, he's keeping pace and doing everything he can with the leaders there, but I think that front end damage definitely not helping that 55 out tonight. I mean, as you know, Talladega very, very aerodynamic in regards to racing, and a little crinkle like that messes with things. But I said earlier in the beginning of the broadcast, I mean, he is locked in as the season champion.
Rick, I don't know if you have noticed, but there's some pretty trees out there. Really nice looking trees.
Happy trees?
Happy trees. Five laps to go for Josh Spalding. He is out front by 22 seconds over this gentleman right here. It's Mitchell Snare in the 43. Stephen Page right behind him. Those two still battling it out for 2nd spot. And all night tonight, Snare has really had an excellent car. question now becomes, can Stephen Page get around him? The laps, they are a ticking.
I don't know, man. Snare's been doing such a fabulous job. So. Happy little trees. Definitely not Bob Ross, though. I mean, if you've seen a picture of me and Chris, I mean, I'm a little bit more bald than he is, but I would kill for Bob Ross's hair. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because all I'd have to do is actually let my hair grow out, and I would have it.
I was gonna say, you let that thing grow out, you got a mop. Oh boy, Snare is starting to get loose again. He is turning right to make sure that thing goes left. Let's hop down and check it out. Long straightaway. Good entry into the corner, able to hold it down. It looks like 3 and 4 are pretty darn good for Mitchell Snare right now. It's a little tough through the tri-oval, but able to hold on to it. And he still sits in second place. 3 laps to go for our race leader, Joshua Spalding, in the 48. Everybody else around him is a lap down, but they're battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
As I go into Daryl Rickett's car, man, he was solid on that wheel.
Yeah, these cars are pretty unhappy at this point in the race, Rick, but they're getting it done. Josh Spalding, I think he wants to try and get ahead of these guys, but not willing to race too hard with them. Knows there's only 2 laps to go. Knows all he has to do is sit right where he is.
Exactly, Chris. I mean, I was looking, the gap in between first and second right now, almost 24 seconds. Now it is 24 seconds. So that would spell disaster. If Spalding tried to jump out and race these guys, somebody makes a mistake, he goes around. It's just not going to be fun.
I'd tell you what, I would probably get away from these guys. I would probably let off on the throttle. You got a pretty good sized lead. You're on the final lap. Back it down. You're not going to get caught. If something were to happen to these guys in front of them, I mean, that could be the end of your race. I would be backing it down. Championship night here for Racing for a Cause. Tuesday night Throwback Series. And we are working with about, well, not too much to go here, Rick, as we're working through the tri-oval. And
close to that outside wall, but that's okay. He's got it, Chris.
Yeah. Checkered flag goes out. The 48. Joshua Spalding going to be your race winner. And that does end a championship season for the 55 of Steve Baker. Stay tuned, because we've got some post-race interviews coming up right around the corner. We're also going to get a word in with the season's champion. And we will be right back right around the corner.
the best you've got for abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the world
And we're back live here from Talladega. Joshua Spaulding still having a little fun out there, burning down those rear tires. Rick, what do you say we start getting through some of these interviews, bud? We're going to start off with Mitchell Stair, driver of the number 43. He brings it home in third spot tonight, Mitchell. First of all, congratulations on your third place finish, bud. Second, congratulations on your season here with Racing for a Cause.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's a great series. Had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for putting it up, broadcasting. Crazy race. Had a crazy save there at the beginning. Was trying to set Steve up for a second place finish, but overall, I'm pretty sure I got second place in points. So, pretty happy.
Yeah, that's exactly where you finished. Good math there, bud. And that has got to be pretty awesome for you to really run a full season and come home second spot. That's got to be a good building block.
Yes, sir. It sure is.
All right. Well, who do you have on the 43 that you need to thank tonight?
My sponsor, Highland Indiana Roofing, my dad for teaching me a lot, everybody in this league, Steve, everybody, they've taught me so much. And once again, I'm glad I could get this Lucky Finn Chevrolet into the top 3.
That's awesome, bud. Well, congratulations once again. We're going to go let you celebrate. You have yourself a good night.
Thank you, sir.
And that was Mitchell Stair, driver of the number 48. Rick, I think you might have caught up with the race winner, who's still having a lot of fun out there.
Josh Spaulding, you got Rick and Chris up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
We're bringing you in because I don't know what happened to Mr. Steve-O Page, but he disappeared. So, and you're still out there. You're still having fun.
Oh yeah, it was a fun night. Kind of no holes barred. Not really much to worry about. Championship was locked up. Just kind of out there for another W and have some fun.
We talked about that. Now this is going to make race number 4 for you here for the season. So not bad at all. And man, the lowest number 48 Chevrolet had a heck of a race. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was not without its penalties. I had scraped the wall early. That gave me almost 30 seconds of damage and got 2 black flags. One of them I just kind of spaced out, wasn't paying attention, and then I hit the wall again and didn't use my quick repair until that very last stop where we took just right sides. So a little strategy there at the end. That was fun. But it was a lot of fun battling everybody tonight, kind of just going 3 wide whenever you want and, staying off each other and racing hard.
That's kind of the thing. I mean, we wanted this to be a fun series, and you guys, looks like you had fun all season long, man. So congratulations on taking home another W tonight.
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, and thanks to Turn 3 putting on a great broadcast every week, and it was fun year. I had a lot of fun.
Excellent. Is there anybody else on that 48 you'd like to thank?
Well, Jimmy Johnson Foundation is always fun to run for, and gonna miss Jimmy for sure in the NASCAR series next year, and hope to get to a couple Indy races and support him there. But yeah, it was fun racing with my teammates, Smoke Show Racing, Steve Baker, Dustin German, Daryl Ricketts, Chad Meadows. I think is a somewhat of a teammate there. He's always racing with us, but we had a good time this season.
All right, buddy. Hey, listen, congratulations once again.
Appreciate it, and congrats to Steve Baker on the championship. It was a hell of a season for him.
Yeah, it sure was. And congratulations once again to the 48, bringing it home in first spot tonight, Josh Spaulding. And Rick, that leaves us just one more person to talk to. He is the driver of the number 55. We have always called him Champ. He was the very first Racing for a Cause champion. And tonight he locks down another championship run for his number 55. Of course, we're talking about Steve Baker. Steve, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I got you.
Well, bud, the Ford really performed well for you for a good long time tonight. A little bit of trouble coming down pit road, caused a little bit of damage and knocked you back into the standings a little bit. But for a long time, you were back and forth, having fun for the lead. Why don't we talk about that part of the race?
Yeah, car felt great. It was fast. Tires actually weren't too terrible compared to the other times we visited Super Speedway. So we were really just out there having fun and going all out pretty much the whole race. And ended up getting that speeding penalty. Several of us got caught speed in there, so it kind of died it down a little bit, but still a fun race.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch, bud. And of course, I already talked about it, but champion, let's put the champion pin on. And listen, it was only an 11 race season, so it was a pretty quick season, but this is kind of what Racing for a Cause was built on, those short, get it done now seasons. And look, obviously, championship again, so you got it done.
Yeah, it feels great. Was fun coming into tonight, not having to worry too much about points, and just try and have fun. And heck of a season, man. Come out, have 5 wins. I think Josh, Dustin, and I, as a team, got all but one, and so it's been a good year.
And you have yourself an Ohio and Indiana Roofing Company trophy coming to you, bud, and that's pretty awesome. Who do you have to thank for the season?
Yeah, first off, just thank my teammates, Dustin and Josh, every week out there. We had a bunch of guys out there tonight, Daryl, Chad, everybody who, and Chris, everybody who comes out to race, man, and everybody who stuck with it the rest of the season. Thanks to you and Rick for, putting the show on. Thanks to Turn 3 for the broadcasts, Smoke Show Racing, the team, like I said, and Autism Speaks on the car, and SRTV Network.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again. We're going to let you go celebrate a little bit there, and we'll definitely be in touch.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Steve Baker, champion, once again here for the Racing for a Cause guys. Tuesday night, Throwback Series. Rick, it's a season in the books, and who knows what's coming next.
Exactly. Well, I know what's coming next, Chris. Tomorrow night, you and I are here with the super late model division of Racing for a Cause, and then we're off until the Wednesday after that, and we close out that season too. So a couple more races here to go at RFC on the super late model division on Wednesday nights, and then we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, of course, that'll all be live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you all for tuning in, and stay safe and good night.